This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
Warning, the following broadcast contains adult language, adult content, frank safety discussions, and stories that might sound unbelievable. But believe me, every one of those stories is true. We didn't start the safety war, but we are going to fight to win it. For our families, for our communities, for our workplaces, and for our lives. The safety war starts now. A couple of years ago, I didn't even see a need for what we're going to talk about today. And that is medical information, what you're probably going to need if you're ever involved with doctors, ever involved with emergency medicine, if you're the patient, or if you are responsible for the patient. A couple of years back, it was 2017, I think it was. My father, who recently passed, came down with major illnesses. He was on dialysis, he had diabetes, he had high blood pressure, but he managed them very well for many, many years. He didn't really have any complications. God bless him. He passed away 3 days from his 89th birthday. His funeral was on his 89th birthday. But that's not what we're here to talk about. At a certain point, he was losing track of things. He was on so many medications, it was very difficult for him to keep track of everything. It was hard for me to help him to keep track of everything. So what we ended up doing was coming up with a medicine list. So I'm simulcasting this, or this video that I'm shooting is going to be on YouTube. For you folks in podcast land, I'm going to be describing you the piece of paper that I have that I'm holding up here. So it's real simple. You have to make things very, very, very easy for whoever is taking care of your loved one, of you, and everything else. So it helps when you have all the information on one piece of paper, hopefully double-sided, right, if you have to run into two. So what do you need? What I've done works out the easiest for me, for anybody in my family with a medical situation. It's a form. And what do I have? You have the person's name on that. So you don't put down mom's medicine or dad's medicine or whoever. Put down their name, because this may have to go to the hospital. So you put down their name, maybe their address, contact information, next of kin, that sort of thing. Then you have, I'll be posting this in the video, and also on if this is on LinkedIn or one of those other platforms, this will be in the comments section. So what do we have? We have the morning, with the medications they take in the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and you add more as it is. So I have a nice spreadsheet for here. Then I have, on the left-hand side, I have what is the medicine and why are you taking it? This is one of my pet peeves. It's not calling things what they are. Using descriptors, not being specific. For example, water pill. Some people, if they have severe medical situations, may be on multiple water pills. And I use that in air quotes. So to call something a water pill, really not helpful. Use the proper name for that pill. Same thing with, I'm taking a sugar pill. Well, guess what? Sugar pill could mean a million different things. It could mean that you're taking metoprolol, right, which lowers blood sugar. It could mean you're taking any number of medications for that. Specifically, what's the medication and what does it do? And then you add in there, who prescribed it, who's the doctor, what's the pharmacy. You may want to include also what the insurance information is. All of that goes on to that form. Then, to make it easy for the data entry people at the hospital or medical center or whoever you're seeing, you have another list on here, and you put down the drug, the dosage, and how many times a day you're taking it. The reason being is this. For putting the medicine together, if you're going, especially if you're putting it into one of those little tray devices where it's divided, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then, morning, afternoon number 2, and then evening, whatever it may be. That's great when you have, right, this is what I take in the morning, this is what I take in the afternoon, and you break it down. But the medical database is and make it easy on the person doing data entry. They just want the drugs, the dose, and the frequency. Again, check out our LinkedIn page, Facebook page, YouTube. This is going to be on YouTube, and all of that will be in there. And I'm putting this on our video here. So this is what happens. You have to call a ambulance. Ambulance comes to your house. They're going to say, well, what happened? What are the medical situation? What medical situation are you in? If you're relying on the patient or the victim to tell them that, realize they're in a stressful situation. They may not even recognize, especially if they have cognitive issues, they may not even recognize that they have a medical problem. They may not remember what the medical problem is. Any number of things. You may not remember what the medical issue is. You may not remember anything. So now everything is in writing. What's the medical problem? What's the situation? What medication are they on? Here you go. Boom. Hand them the page. You can also upload that into the cloud. May or may not be a good idea because of privacy issues and everything else. What's my point on this? Like with every one of our little talks on Disaster Preparation Month, assess, analyze, and act. So, real short video today, preparing for medical emergencies with a loved one, specifically with a medicine list. It's critical. It's so important. I'm going to cut it off right here, and we're going to go to our next video for our next episode. For Safety Wars, this is Jim Holzel.
In the professional safety community, communication and planning are just a few keys to your program's success. The question many practitioners have is, where do I start? Dr. Jay Allen, the creator of the Safety FM platform and host of the Rated R Safety Show, has built a global foundation to help you along the way. Go to safetyfm.com and listen to some of the industry's best and most involved professionals, including Blaine Hoffman with the Safety Pro, Sam Goodman with the Hop Nerd, Sheldon Primus with the Safety Consultant, Jim Pozell with Safety Wars, Emily Elrod with Unapologetically Bold, and many others. As individuals, we can do great things, but as a team, we become amazing. Dial into safetyfm.com today and surround yourself with a powerful force of knowledge and support.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.